got Captain Siya Kolisi and we've got Mzwandile Stick, assistant coach. So hands up for questions. Remember, first 10 minutes vloggers, and then after that we switch off the vlogging. That's a compliment, guys.
No questions. Thank you.
I forgot you. England obviously picked quite a young team. What is the danger that you see in facing them?
Yeah, I think if you see probably the rewarding performance when it comes to the players that are for their club rugby, what they've achieved. You know, if you look at a guy like Finn Smith at 10, you know, up ahead of an experienced guy like George Ford, you know. So, and like you just mentioned now, they're going to bring a lot of energy. You know, if you look at that back line, those are players with a massive speed and a bit of a X factor in them. Emmanuel at wing, you know, is very physical, you know. So I think energy-wise, those boys will bring it tomorrow. But I think we also, as a team, we have prepared well. You know, it's going to be a tough game, you know, and you know, the game between us and England, it's always probably starts up front with the set pieces, you know, and England also, they take pride in how they operate, you know, and we know one thing for sure, Borthwick will make sure that he gets their boys ready, you know, more especially if you look at the set pieces, like I said, scrums and lineouts, it's going to be massive. And they've also got a strong kicking game. You see, if you see Jack now at 9, you know, he's one guy that probably can execute that plan very well for them. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but I think we'll also be prepared for that game.
For me, I think I see it more, they pick guys on form. I mean, most of the guys are from the Northampton team and they just won the league. And I think the connection between them through, I think it's going to be one strong thing. And I don't think, like as you've seen with us, age and experience doesn't matter. It's an opportunity for someone else to play. I think it's a positive thing. I mean, we've seen from our side, we had the same when we went to go play New Zealand and we lost the first game, and then coach gave a lot of guys opportunities. You know, it doesn't matter how many tests you have, it's all about what you do on the day. And a lot of them, the guys are experienced. I mean, I've played against them for a couple of years there, and there's enough experience in the group for them. And I think no coach takes chances. He believes in the guys that he's chosen and he trusts him. And for us, we prepared as we always do, because we also got competition amongst ourselves, but we also want to make the country proud as well.
Siya, there's a narrative out there that tomorrow should be an easier test for the Boks. Is that part of the pressure that people expect the Boks to win convincing?
Luckily, we listen to our coaches, and we've played rugby for so many times, and we've also been written off at times, and we know what that feels like. But we've prepared like any other test match, and like I say, you know the talent we have in South Africa, and you can imagine the competition amongst each other. So we never walk in any test match feeling like we definitely gonna win. Then we wouldn't have prepared the way we prepared this week. So we haven't heard that. We haven't been listening to that. We've only been listening to what the coaches and our preparation, and also watching the English players, and also we've seen what they've done, you know, in the competition, and we know the form that they're in. So we're not in that mindset at all.
Siya, I think when this fixture was first put on the calendar like a year ago, fans have been circling it on their calendar, and now it's finally here. And just how the feeling amongst you guys that the season is about to kick off proper.
Yeah, no, we're excited. We're excited. It's been tough for some of us at our clubs, but it's always good to come back here and you put all that aside, and to also feel the excitement in the country as well. I know there's been a lot of our sporting team playing outside rugby, and then obviously the women team is also playing before us today. So we miss being here, and we're just super excited. We're happy for the new faces that are in the squad as well, and for us, you know, it's a big thing. And also playing against England, not a lot of people, like it's a huge test. It doesn't matter who's on the score sheet or who they've picked. It's a big test, and we always know the pitch up. So yeah, we're excited, and we know how big it's gonna be for them and for us as well.
Siya, you would have, did mention the experience in the England squad, and you would have come up against Tom Curry and Ollie Chisholm in the past. But there's a very young backline in the squad. Oxley Chair, he said that England are probably not going to have a one-model approach like they have in the past. What do you expect them to do?
Well, they can kick. They've got. I mean, their nine is obviously strong in the contestable game. Finn Smith can do what he can attack, and their backs have shown that they can attack. I have no doubt they would have worked hard on set piece as well, and they've always been strong at that. So they can run, but they can also attack as well. So they can attack and they can also go into the kicking game, which is something that I've seen them do in the past. But if one doesn't work, they can always go turn to something else because they've got backs who can run the ball. I mean, Freeman has been showing us in his competition. So I have no doubt that if one doesn't work, they'll come up with something else. But we obviously well prep as well for that as well.
Siya, could you please tell us the significance of Ellis Park, what it means to you?
Of course, my memory, I didn't watch the game of course of '95 where we saw the World Cup final, and also there's been big tests for us that we've played at the stadium, and I think when I think of Ellis, I think of '95. That's exactly because of how big the moment was, not just for rugby, but also not just for SA Rugby, but for South Africa in general. I think many of our dreams were born then, and every time I still see Joel, I have to pinch myself. That moment is amazing human being as well, and some of the legends that we see. Our dreams were born there, and I think what has happened since then, it's slowly becoming the team that everybody has dreamed of and have wished of. So we carry all of those things with us when we go and play those moments, and we're trying to create our own as we go by, so that when our kids are older, they think of the moments that we created for them. But that '95 moment will always be a special moment.
Siya, it'll be the first time you've been playing Tom Curry since the 23 semi-final. Is there any sort of lingering bad blood there? What happened?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The incident with Bongi.
I forgot about that. That's many things have gone by. Like it's a new game. I mean, there's if you're gonna be thinking about that, then clearly your mind, like for us, I'm not talking about you. Like for us, your mind wouldn't be in the game. Things happen and then we move on. But we're excited. I'm excited to play against him. Always a tough guy. Yeah, he's one of the toughest I've ever played against. I remember since 2018 and then 19 in the final as well. He's a special human being, and I love playing against him. And tomorrow's gonna be no different. But in what happened in the past, I think we've put that behind us.
Siya, you spoke a bit about the competition in the squad. Is there a feeling, this is obviously a very experienced team that Rusty picked for tomorrow that you're leading. Is there a feeling amongst the guys that there is a bit of pressure on you guys to perform tomorrow, other than the normal pressure to perform?
No, there's always, you'll be silly if you're going to sit comfortable, but I think that's what keeps us going, not just that, but there's obviously other motives as well, but if you have an off day, like the guy that's next to you is going to go, but if I'm not playing, the next guy that's playing, I want him to do well, because I know when I get my opportunity, then I know where the standard is at. So it's really good, healthy competition, and that's what I love about it. Like, if I'm playing and someone has to, like Paul will act as Tom Curry, he will do the best he can to be the best Tom Curry he can be, so I can be prepared for the game, and that's how we work. And I think it keeps everybody on their toes, and your experience stands for nothing. If you can't do the work on the field, you gotta put somebody else, and you can also pass experience by teaching the guys. So it's really healthy competition, which I really enjoy, especially with the junior box as well. They saw, and that's what I like they felt comfortable. They didn't feel scared or anything. They became themselves, and we saw them training. It was like a guy like Oli, his fitness, but he was doing the fitness test, and the scrums, the way he's scrumming as well. So we want to make sure that everybody knows that just come and be yourself and give your best, and that's all that matters in the group.
Yeah, given what happened last year at Ellis Park against Australia, I know you guys generally are always chasing intensity and tempo and things like that, but are you contemplating as captain also maybe at times having to just tell the guys, slow down?
No, no. What happened against Australia, we know what happened. It wasn't because of the tempo or anything like that. We just went out of system. We got carried away, and that wasn't because the intensity was too high or we needed to slow down. We just got too comfortable, is the way to put it, and went out of our plan. So if it happens like that, we're not gonna stop. We just know how to correct it. Let's say the game starts like that, we'll know exactly what to do then.
Coach Saga, do you read much into their record and their performances in the Six Nations?
Yes, we did analyze them and go through deep into their game on what they've done in the Six Nations, but results-wise, I don't think we will pick up too much, because again, if you look at the last game they played against France, probably they lost the game in the last seconds of the game, do you understand? And France is one of the best teams in the world. So like on a good day, like Siya mentioned earlier on, the game between us and England, whatever they've done in the past, it doesn't matter anymore, We know they're gonna be psyched up for this game. They're gonna pitch up physically, and you saw they almost took us out of the World Cup, when we played against them in the semi-finals. I think in that game, something that we've learned is that, like Siya mentioned now again, if you're not going to execute your plan very well against England, they've got potential in the sense of punishing you. I remember very well in 2023 in France, their kicking game, it was very, very strong in that game. They didn't allow us, they didn't give us any momentum, and they were physically aggressive even under the high balls, So again, whatever they've done in the past, I don't think it's going to matter. Tomorrow will probably be, if we pitch up, that will make the difference in the game. We know they mentally, I know they're in a good space. As a team, I know they're going to pitch up tomorrow. And again, we mentioned earlier on, a lot of the players that are playing there, it's players that are on form for their clubs, So they're in a good space. They will bring more energy tomorrow. The age, if you look at the average, they've got about 26. That's their average age in that squad, So they're going to have good energy, So if we don't pitch up well, and like I said again, probably it will start in set pieces with the kicking game, The team that's going to execute that very well probably will have a better chance to win the game. And I know they're also strong there.
Siya, last time you played them, you had captain, you were young rookie captain.
Still young.
Young rookie captain.
Still young.
Okay.
Still young.